Here, we're gonna be here the rest of the day.
I gotta say, I love you so much.
Hey,
but like the last couple of days, you've been like,
Packers win.
"Oh, Packers won. They kicked a
34
field
to
goal?
31.
Wow.
Good. Fuck Dallas."
Yeah, seriously.
You've been like, "Oh man, I gotta tell you this story about this cat." No, I'll save it for the podcast. I'll save it for the podcast. And I'm like, all right. Like, I'm just like, okay. Like, I thought it was gonna be like, I was walking along the River Thames and like there was this little cat and I like fed it some baguette and then like it became my friend and like I don't know. And but like 4 times in the last 2 days you've been like, "Oh man, I got this cat story. No, I'll save it. I'll save it."
Yeah, it's the biggest bummer story of
It's
2017.
like the most bummer story of all time.
It cracks me up to see your expressions, though.
It's like saying like, "I got this really great story about a baby deer. It's a cartoon I saw." Let me tell you about it.
It's the Brett Davern Show. Brought to you by Nice Guy Digital and recorded at the world-famous Moore Park Music Studios in Studio City, California. Today's podcast, we are going to listen to part 2 of Bo's travel stories. And he promises to have another cat murder story.
Poor Lou!
My name's Marty Shannon. To my left is Big Ben Collinsworth.
You're my boy, Lou. You're my lord.
You're my loy, Lou.
Boy.
You're my loy, Lou.
You're my boy, Lou. You're my cat. All right, that's enough.
All right, well, now let's get to the... did I say my name? It doesn't fucking matter. Now let's get to the guy who's graduated high school 3 times.
Dissected a cat.
And is being relocated to Los Angeles, Brett Davern.
Listen up, everybody.
My best friend.
This is our show. Thank you for listening on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Entire episodes of this podcast are now on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. So go to youtube.com/Brett Davern Show to check all that stuff out. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. This show is also free. And if you like what you hear, tell anyone about... You know, look what you just did.
What?
I paid for that thing. You now owe me $8. No, don't. No, stop it. You owe me $8.
I owe you nothing.
Anyway, this show is free, and if you like what you hear, please tell a friend about our show. Come on, guys, engage. We count on you, the loyal 3 listeners out there, to spread the word to 3 more, and then they do 3 more, and then they do 3 more, and then they do 3 more. And if you each send me $5 in the mail, that's called a pyramid scheme.
Yes.
That'd be about 200,000 Prussian francs. That's right.
Herbalife.
That's right, buddy.
Again, wait until I introduce you.
Oopsies.
Oh, if you like what you hear, please rate and review our little show. We would really like that. Or comment below if you're watching on YouTube. So if you listen to part 1 of the Bo Merchoff episode, Bo has been on a whirlwind European adventure. So far, we've covered the parts of his trip that were in Amsterdam, Scotland, Paris, and then London. And he went with his family. They were there for Christmas. They were there for New Year's. There's a dead cat. There's all kinds of fun things to listen to on part 1. But now we are in London, and Bo is leaving his parents and stuff and his brother.
Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. We got to get more into your brother for a second.
Okay.
Do you think Luke's listening?
No.
Okay. First of all, Luke plays... I got to just say this.
Yeah.
Luke plays in our fantasy football league. Marty and I and Bo and then a bunch of other people.
Who is he?
Including
My
Luke's
brother?
brother.
No, I know. What was it?
Play in
what's his
our
name?
fantasy
Luke?
league.
On fantasy.
Yeah.
football.
What is his fantasy team's name?
The Dream
Oh, the
Team.
Dream Team.
Oh.
The Dream Team.
He loves...
Okay, so Luke... Bo was like, my brother should play in this fantasy league. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, send me his email and I'll send him an email. And then Bo was like, well, he doesn't have email. And I was like, oh. And then he's like, hold on, I'll make him an account. Or I'll make him make an account or whatever. And so like a couple days later, Bo's like, all right, I got my brother's email account. Ready? And I'm like, yeah, give it to me. I'll write it down. And Bo goes, all right, it's the white Gary Payton at yahoo.com. Oh, I shouldn't. Wait, hold on. Hold on. That's not his email. No. Shit. Ignore that, YouTube. Beep. Ben will beep it out on the podcast. Anyway, you don't have to beep out the first part. It's the white Gary Payton.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's not great.
Probably the greatest email that I've ever written down. It's pretty funny.
The white Gary Payton.
Oh, it's so like
the glove.
It's so like inside Seattle sports and stuff too. So it's just great. Anyway, so Luke, though, in part 1, we were going through, he kind of hated Europe at first.
Well, yeah, he's a simple, he likes being in Victoria. Like, he's a little bit of a homebody. He doesn't,
Yeah.
No,
it makes sense.
But it's so funny. So when he...
And it was his first time traveling.
First time. But, so when he drinks, he's very quiet. But what's so funny is that he is thinking a lot because when he drinks, it all comes out.
He's just introverted.
Yeah, he's introverted.
Yeah.
But when he's like a songbird after he's been drinking. In Paris, we went to this club, and he doesn't dance, and I'm a dancer. So we didn't see him for a little while. I was I had to take a water break.
Another little inside tidbit for everybody. All right. We got a lot of fans of Awkward that listen to this podcast, right? I almost said this shit. But that listen to this podcast.
What I was thinking.
So I just want to tell them all that Bo, in the first few years of Awkward and when we first met, you did not dance.
Did I not?
No, never.
Huh.
Never. We'd go out,
I'm a changed man.
You were, and also I'd be like, "Come on, man, cut loose." You're like, "I'm fine. I'll be over here," kind of a thing.
Right.
Then that dancing episode of Awkward came around. This is true.
Yeah.
This is 100% true. On the show, my character Jake teaches Bo's character Maddie, not necessarily how to dance, but just that it doesn't matter the steps you do, just cut loose and have a good time. And I swear to God, life imitating art, ever since that episode, Mr. Murchoff can be found dancing till 4 a.m. at any local watering hole, anywhere we go. So it's just kind of funny that you're now okay, I dance a lot.
And in New Orleans, those guys come up to me. They go, and they're really
when we went to New Orleans for Jazz Fest.
Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, man, can I ask you a question, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" How do you dance like that? And I just started dying. I'm like, "Yes,
you're like, it's
life
working.
is complete."
Oh, it's so funny. So anyway, you're talking about your brother.
Oh, yeah, so he starts just opening up to me. He's the sweetest guy on the planet, and he's just such a big heart. And he's just telling me how he loves me and how he'd take a bullet for me. And there's only 4 people on this planet he'd die for.
Who were they?
Ray, Mom, Papa, and you.
So the family.
The family.
The family.
But it's sweet.
It would have been awesome if at the end you said, and Gary Payton.
Gary Payton.
And so he was giving me this whole pitch on how he wants to be my bodyguard. If the career takes off.
If you need one.
He's like, let me tell no. I know you think it's funny. But, if you get to the next tier, which you could, and he was just so sweet and saying you'll need protection and la 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 la, and he was hilarious, so funny.
I love that.
Anyway, but yeah. So
what about the dancing though?
Well, what, me dancing?
So he doesn't dance.
He doesn't dance.
But you were out in the middle of the floor cutting it up.
Crushing it.
Yeah,
as one does.
Crushing it.
They had a rotating dance floor.
Where is this?
This was in Paris at a place called VIP.
Ooh.
A little on the nose. And
I was going to say, it's one of the 3,000 clubs on the face of the planet called VIP.
And so I was just on that spinning dance floor.
Yeah.
Doing my thing.
Just doing
my thing.
And twins.
How can you have any fun after you watched your dad try to give a dead
No,
kitten
I didn't
CPR?
see that, and this was after. This was after.
By the way, that's on part 1. They got to go listen to part 1. Don't give it away.
I'm teasing part 1.
But that night, this was kind of bad. So I wanted to go walk down the Seine. So I left the place, and I was going to tell my brother, watch Ray, and you guys go home together. And I had the key to the Airbnb.
And you'd been watching, Midnight in Paris.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were like,
I got to go
stroll down the river, hear the accordion music, get a baguette, punch a mime.
All of that. Yeah. So I did that. I left. I was like, I couldn't find my brother, and then I couldn't find my sister. I was like, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I take off, and I'm gone for a few hours, and then I call my brother. I was like, hey, just make sure you get Ray. He goes, I haven't seen her. I said, what?
We should clarify that Ray is your sister's
Ray's
name.
my sister,
It's short
Rayanna.
for,
Rayanna. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I thought she was with you. I was like, no. Okay, well, shoot. Well, I'll just stay up. I just stayed up at the Airbnb, and I had my phone on me. And I was just waiting. I was calling her, but she wouldn't answer. She'd call.
Oh
my brother
God.
gets back, and I was like, "You still didn't find?"
It's
No.
the scariest thing
I was
ever.
like, "Oh my God!" And we were leaving at. It's now like 7, and we have to leave to the airport at 10.
Not to mention you were staying up at the Airbnb and the only thing on TV was Taken
Yeah.
with Liam Neeson. So you were just freaking out.
I didn't make that correlation. I was just like, "This is a great movie."
It's a quality Neeson.
He kicks some ass. And so I'm like, I fall asleep though with the phone, and I never received the call. And I wake up to my mom like, "Oh, we gotta leave in half an hour." So I was like, "Okay." And then I heard my sister's voice. I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh, yeah.
But apparently she got back to the Airbnb and she lost her jacket and purse and phone. And so I don't know how she made her way back, but because she's horrible with directions. Anyway, she made it back and was just sitting outside of the apartment with no jacket in freezing weather, crying.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh.
awful. I know, awful. So I felt horrible, but she made it, and I was very happy about that.
At least the trip got better from there on out, right?
Well, yeah, for sure. Had a little bit of a sour ending, but anyway, that was in Paris.
Yeah.
Do you want me to skip ahead to London?
I think I want to hear more about this rotating dance floor. How many times did you bust a move and then stand still because you knew the floor was still rotating under you?
That's my move. That's
know.
what I did.
Oh, I could.
Oh, yeah. You lock a pose, and then you just keep going, and you wait, and you go all the way back again to where you were.
Oh.
People are still...
Buddy, I know you. All right? I know you.
So much fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
My sister was loving it, too. We were having a good time. We had such a blast.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So you
fun.
leave the family. They fly back to North America.
Yeah, they go back to Scotland, actually, for a couple
okay,
days. And that's where the Lou thing happened.
Yeah.
But so I'm in London, and I'm like, you know what? I've been to London a bunch. I can take the tube, to Gatwick Airport. I could figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up a little late. This is New Year's Day.
No.
Woke up a little late.
That doesn't sound
I
like
pressed.
you.
I was like, I can make it. So I'm on the train, and I didn't get on the express. Anyway, so I get to the airport, Gatwick, 45 minutes till takeoff.
Ugh.
I'm like, shit. So I run through, go to the ticket area, and it's like, what was the airline? Whatever. So the airline, one of those budget airlines, going to Prague. And the ticketing sign, there was no one at the booth. I'm like, shoot. Oh, my God, they already closed the gate. Whatever. So I find another agent. I'm like, hey, can you call someone down from the airline and bring someone down here to sign me in? She's like, I didn't want to do it. I was like, no, please, could you please do that? Sure, fine. So she calls someone. Some guy comes down, and he looks at me. I was like, oh, can you sign me in? He goes, what do you mean? There's someone right there. And there was just 2 different logos for the airline, and I didn't see the other logo. So there was someone there just waiting patiently, like, no, sitting there. I'm like freaking out. Like
You were 2 feet
I was
to her
2
right.
feet to her right. Yeah, exactly. So he signs me in, and he's like, you only have 3 minutes left to sign in. I'm like, woo, thank God. So I take off towards security on running down there, and I, get through, and then they take my bag for additional screening. And then after about a 45-second debate on how the quantity of toothpaste in the toothpaste tube, I said, that's fine, just keep it. She puts it back through the scanner, doesn't come out. She said, oh, I put it through that one. I was like, ah. So I grab it, and I take off, and I'm weaving in and out of people. I'm cutting through the duty-free shop. Killer deal on Beefeater Gin, by the way. And I run all the way on the automated walkways. I'm wearing 2 jackets too because I have a carry-on, so I can't fit everything in the bag.
Sure.
But he's also dancing on this the whole way.
Well, you just run 3 steps and then pause. And then run 3 steps and pause.
Well, yeah. Or you run the opposite way on the automated walkway.
Right,
it's really fun.
Yeah.
So I have 2 jackets. I'm sweating, and a sweatshirt. I have luggage and a backpack. I'm weaving in and out of people. Running, and it's no less than 15-minute run. It was on the other side of the airport. I get there, I'm sweating. There's not a single person at the gate. And I'm like, oh no, they just boarded. I'm like, hi, can you please let me on? Can you please let me on the plane? And she just starts smiling and laughing and looks at her associate who's on the other side of the room. And she's like, yeah, you can totally make it. I was like, oh great. She's like, you're the first one here. The flight's delayed.
Oh God.
So now I take a humbled seat and sweating profusely. I have a picture of how much I was sweating. I literally looks like I just got out of a pool.
Oh, yeah?
And I see the people and their families who I ran past in a fury. And they just start giggling and laughing to their family members, looking at the stupid American who was tumbling down the airport like an idiot, wearing 2 jackets, sweating profusely.
Oh, yeah? Was that tough for you? Sweating and carrying luggage?
Yeah.
He's referencing his own Tokyo experience,
gotcha.
I think. Yeah.
How do you forget?
Well, I was, I'm an idiot, so. But yeah, made it.
So you fly to Prague.
Went to Prague.
How long's that flight? Can't be that long.
An hour and a half or something.
Oh, nice.
2 hours maybe.
Nice.
Yeah, slept, got there. It was nice. I was just booking my hotels on Hotels Tonight in the airport. It's just so easy. And Prague's just absolutely amazing. So beautiful. There are all these Christmas markets still, so I would just walk. There's eat the hot wine and walk around. It's so cold. It was snowing.
Oh yeah, they do the warmed up red wine.
Oh yeah, hot
right?
wine everywhere in Europe.
Yeah, and do they
so
put
good.
cloves and stuff in there?
Some
maybe?
do, but most
or
don't.
like it's spiced though, right?
No, that's like I think you're thinking of cider.
Maybe I'm thinking of like
Spiced
Tim's
wine,
Cup
too.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I went to some absinthe bar and had some real absinthe.
Oh,
which was
really?
Absinthe, which was yummy.
It's green, right?
I had it in like a cocktail, so I don't really know. I
What's
think it is.
it-
Or no, I
what's
think it's
it,
clear as well.
Is it like aromatic or is it fruity or
Yeah,
what's
it's
it
like
taste like?
kind of like licorice.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, like anise kind of flavor?
I'll say yes.
Yeah.
I have no.
I think I'm right about
Yeah,
that.
let's go
Comes
with
from
that,
the
yeah.
wormwood tree.
It does. That's right.
Yeah. It's supposed to have hallucinogenic
Yes, it
properties.
is.
Apparently,
If you
yeah.
drink it by itself, I think,
Yeah.
or in a lot of it.
a lot of it. I
So
think,
what did
yeah.
you see?
I saw the face of God.
Did you seriously?
yeah.
Was it Jim
I
Morrison?
was looking in the mirror.
I know you're reading your Bible, you
Hey.
bitch.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Oh, he was.
Oh boy.
Oh, can we take that part out?
Nope.
No.
No, I didn't hallucinate.
Yeah.
But what did I do that night? Yeah. And then,
Did you? So tell me about Prague though. Like, do you a lot of English speakers?
So I found Prague is like a hot tourist spot for Europeans.
Okay.
So not a lot of Americans at all.
Okay.
Which was cool. But I didn't meet a lot of Czech people because I was also only there 2 nights.
Ah.
And I was in a little bit of a touristy area. But I met some amazing people from Austria. A couple German, really sweet German.
Do you wish you would have
girls.
had more time?
Yeah, I wish I had another couple of days. I don't think I got a real true sense of like real Prague, but
Right.
it's just a gorgeous city. The castle there is incredible. There's this the architecture is so old and just pristine and beautiful. These two. So meet these like lovely, like the sweetest German girls, like students, and really nice. And we were like hanging out, having a drink, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to go to like a club or something?" Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Sure.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right. And so we get in a cab, and she's like, all right. She tells the guy to bring us to Goldfinger. We get there. It's a strip club. These 2 sweet girls took me to a strip club, and we ordered chicken wings. We're eating chicken wings at a strip club. And I was like, okay, this is happening. And really good chicken wings.
Really?
Yeah, they were really good.
Marty, would you ever eat chicken wings at a strip club?
In America?
No, anywhere. I don't know.
Maybe they're good in Prague. I don't know.
I just feel like with your food, like weirdness.
Oh, well, if the stripper started to describe the food to me, then I would probably exit.
Yeah.
You never ate at the Wheat Barrel place over there in Florida?
No, I only went to Mons Venus, bro. I'm a classy man.
Look at
love
all these
it.
shout outs to strip clubs on this episode.
It's pretty good.
Okay, yeah. Were they fried or
Yeah. Fried.
deep fried?
Deep fried. Good
Yeah.
blue cheese.
They still
dressing.
do the blue cheese
Yeah,
and
blue
this stuff?
cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it was ranch. Ranch and blue cheese. They like to mix it up.
They call them buffalo wings or just like
They
hot
were called,
wings?
I think, buffalo wings.
Interesting.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like it's weird. Like there's like a lot of Hooters.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, we saw that in Japan too.
Yeah, isn't
There's
that
a lot of
strange?
Hooters franchises.
like American style restaurant.
Uh-huh.
Come here. It's very weird.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't go to one,
Right.
but
Well,
that's the
because you
thing.
weren't with Brett.
Hey, I like the chicken wings. What can I say?
Go to the strip club instead. It's the same.
Yeah, why not?
So did that, and then went to Budapest.
Yeah.
It's absolutely lovely. It was really nice.
Did you fly?
I flew. Yeah, I flew everywhere because the trains just take so long.
Yeah.
I didn't want to wait. I had a finite amount of time.
What's up with this picture you showed me of you wearing like Arctic snow gear on the airplane though?
Oh yeah, so they're these budget airlines. I don't know. They just don't have the heat on at first. So like it's snowing, right? And like we're on the tarmac, and like we're waiting for the guy to put the staircase to the airplane. We're literally standing out there in the cold for like 15 minutes. We get into the plane, and it's probably 25 degrees, 22 degrees,
Jeez.
and there's no heat on. And so we're just sitting there huddled. And me again in my 2 jackets, which I was thankful for this time.
Yeah, sure.
And still cold.
Yeah.
And let me just say something. You don't get to wear scarves a lot in LA. And I love a scarf.
Yeah, scarf
is
nice.
It is a great addition.
I agree.
It really helps.
And comfortable.
I couldn't agree
And
more.
warm as
And
F.
really helps. Yeah.
Yeah,
So whoever came up with that,
Scarves?
my scarf off to you, my
Like
friend.
some caveman.
Forget it, I'm
forever
leaving.
ago. What?
You missed Bo's joke.
Whoever came up with a scarf, scarves off to you, my friend. Like,
Yeah,
hats
Marty's such
off.
a hater.
I hang out with him so much that those things just go in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
I don't let it.
Yeah.
I don't let
Scarf
it.
off to you.
I'm going to be like a good dad because I just have horrible dad jokes.
You got some dad jokes,
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Here's a good dad one.
That's
This is what my dad says, actually, all the
Okay.
time. He says it all the time. Yeah, guys, I only smoke when I'm drinking. I'm down to a pack a day.
That is such a dad joke.
Isn't that great?
I love it.
He cracks me up. He laughs so hard every time he says it.
Your dad's got the greatest laugh on the face of the planet.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, he does.
Very distinguishable.
So you get to Budapest.
Yeah, it was nice. So I had a little hookup there. So I was plugged into the social pipeline.
I don't know. I always maybe I'm going to say something that everyone knows right now, but
Right.
I didn't know it like for a long time. I didn't know that Budapest was 2 different sides of the river.
Yeah.
And it's actually Buda
And Pest.
and Pest.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Marty?
Nope.
Really? Yeah, see, I didn't know that forever either. Then I was watching some travel show.
Yeah.
So which side did you prefer?
Well, Buda has all the. It's funny. They have like this little contentious relationship. People who live in Buda don't like Pest, and people in Pest don't like Buda.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like Buda has it has the castle and all these like beautiful churches, and it's really quaint and lovely. And the Pest is kind of like the cooler, younger area. A lot of more like restaurants and stuff like that. So I was staying in Pest. But it was nice. Like he had some friends, and we went went to the baths.
Oh.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
What is that like?
So it was like snowing too, and so there's indoor and outdoor. So you're outside in these like lovely baths, and they're from natural spring water.
Oh, cool.
So it's really cool. Different temperature pool, like baths. They're huge. There's probably 1,000 people there. Maybe,
What?
Maybe not. Probably 1,000. They're massive.
In a like massive room?
So there's a bunch of rooms, different type of pools, like cold pools, hot pools, warmer pools, hotter pools,
Right.
ones that really smell like sulfur.
Oh,
That's what I blamed it on the sulfur.
Jeez. Oh my God.
This is horrible. It's awful. Oh, it's sulfur. It's really bad.
I think if we just stop talking, let him just keep going.
And
You know that thing about giving people rope, Marty?
Yeah, I know.
and
Scarves.
they had this like when you were a kid. I don't know if you had it, but in Victoria we had this like at the pool rec center or whatever. They had this like whirlpool. You ever have it like it's like really fast water and all the kids are in it and it's like shoots you around in a circle?
Yeah,
So
sure.
of course that's where I was, just going around with the kids in the whirlpool.
In the baths?
So yeah, there's like huge.
No, but
like,
they had this in Budapest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So in the baths, like huge. It's like basically like a small pool or a large pool.
So you got
and
in
I'm
it?
just with the kids
With a
in the
bunch of
whirlpool,
kids?
like wee.
God.
Jeez.
Out of the time
awesome.
of my life.
I love it.
And they they have like saunas.
What do
and
you do?
steam
Do you
rooms.
like pay by the hour or
No,
something?
you just pay like a flat rate. It was like $5, $10 or something,
Really?
and you go there as long as you want.
Sort of like a water park.
Exactly, but a little classier.
It's really cool.
It
though.
is really cool, and
And-
they're all over Budapest.
Is it kind of like cultural? Like it's
Yeah.
like what you do?
There's like
If
so
you
there's
live there.
like memberships. There's really nice ones. They're
Sure.
all from natural spring water places. Like they're all located at real springs, and they just tap out the water.
Interesting.
But like there's like old history. It used to be only guys were allowed at some, so like some still carry on with that tradition. So it's like old boys club with the baths.
yeah.
But they're all now mostly co-ed. But yeah, it's like a part of the culture.
Huh.
Go to the baths.
And it's
really
just
nice.
For what? Like
go
I was
hang out.
just for
Yeah.
relaxation.
Yeah, relaxation.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's cool.
go hang
Like
Yeah.
a Burke Williams.
for sure.
What's the what kind of food are you eating in Budapest?
So I had some goulash.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, basically just the stew.
Oh, I love that
Delicious.
stuff. And like, do they do pierogies and stuff like that?
I don't know. I didn't have any of that. Really good food, like just incredible. Had some like weird sandwiches. I love sandwiches.
Yeah, you're a big sandwich
I love.
guy.
You know what the best thing in the world is to me? Is a sandwich that isn't too big, but it lasts forever.
What
You know,
is-
there's nothing better to that.
What does that mean?
It's like a sandwich where you just keep eating and you're like, oh, I still have half sandwich left.
But it's not very big.
But it's not too filling.
Oh,
like
I
it's not
see.
a giant sub from Jersey Mike's. It's like a normal, just a small sandwich, but it lasts forever.
Right.
It's nothing better.
Right.
Nothing
Better on the whole planet. You're like, oh, I'm eating it, and now you're like, oh, I got a whole other half sandwich left.
Yeah. All right. I'm with you.
Well, what a turn.
It's my favorite thing.
How much absinthe did you drink?
Yeah, God.
I just had some. Smuggled over a bottle.
You don't mind trying the local fare. That's for sure.
No.
Everywhere we go. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like I don't know if we covered it one time, but like Marty, when we went to Amsterdam, we're walking down the street and we passing over a canal or something, and I say to Bo, I go like, oh, there's one of those like herring shacks.
Ooh, I love herring.
And Bo's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, there's just this like little shack and they sell just fish.
Like 8 in the
just
morning.
they like with the skin on it and everything, like a herring, like with the tail and everything. And they just put it in a paper dish and put some pickles and onions on it. And there you go.
You just
know?
eat it.
And there's no one eating at it because they're going out of style because the kids don't like it. It's a kind of an outdated, like the older people like it. And so Bo's like, ooh, cool. And then the rest of the time we were there, he was like, hold on, got to stop for some herring. Just
A lot of bones.
I love it.
a lot of bones.
They have this drink called Palinka.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like made out of from fruit. It's a liquor,
Uh-huh.
brandy almost. So that's like their tequila, or like Mexico would have
You
tequila.
think it's like,
They have Palinka.
what kind of fruit you think?
All sorts of different things.
Oh, okay.
So like yeah. So it's the weirdest taste. It's very pungent and sharp, but like they just love it over there.
Yeah.
So
They do
very
it
tasty.
as shots?
Yeah, I think you can make, of course, cocktails as well. But they were, doing it as shots.
Yeah.
We had some from like this. There's these ruin bars. They're old ruins, and they make them into these bars.
Huh.
It's pretty cool. So they had their own homemade stuff there, and like 3 people in our group got sick the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to play music with this guy. I hadn't played any music the whole trip. And this guy has like a bunch of guitars. He's like, "We will play tomorrow." And I was like, "Awesome! I can't wait." 5:00, and then he's like, "I got sick." I'm like, "No!"
Well,
It didn't work out.
what you get for drinking moonshine.
Right. That's probably
Yeah.
good point. He probably
Yeah.
just drank too much. That's why he got sick.
Yeah, maybe. That's true.
But yeah, gorgeous city.
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere over there. It's just so old and beautiful, and
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
How are the people?
It's lovely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely lovely, and very warm and opening, and easy to talk to, and curious. Like they want to know about you.
Right.
I love that.
Right.
There's no like guards up. I find everyone, and maybe it's also because I'm like traveling and I'm looking for that. But like everyone's just super nice.
Now, I don't want to go too deep into the woods here, but what about you traveling as an American with the current state of America?
Yeah,
Politically.
it was
In
a
the-
little.
in the
People were just
political climate we
confused.
find
Or like
ourselves
how
in.
I didn't meet one person who they were all very much confused. Like, how did this happen?
And like wanting to ask you about it, like
Yeah.
almost like if you were the authority on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, everyone want to know about Trump. I don't know about it. And,
Really?
Yeah, every like so. I mean, people know about his tweets.
Of course.
Like everyone knows about it. It's like it's like a.
It's not
like-
embarrassing.
It's insane. But I mean, come on. So many places in Europe right now are going through this very conservative movement as well. And,
yeah, true.
So I don't know. It's kind of a world, something that's going on in the world right
Did
now.
you get a sense from them? I mean, obviously it's very anecdotal, but like just in your travels, did you get a sense from them of how they feel about like what's happening, or like are they?
Yeah,
You know, America's such a power that like the
lot
rest
of
of the world looks to America a lot of times. So are they like?
Yeah,
nervous?
they're like, what's going on? Is
Yeah.
there this? I didn't meet anyone. I met one person in Italy who was a pro-Trump person. That's the only person.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone was just like, how did this happen?
Right.
Kind of sentiment going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Huh.
Yeah. I got into a lot of healthy debates.
Yeah.
I always found like, yeah. So
Was it one of these things where like when they found out you were American, it was like maybe 2 or 3 questions later you'd be on talking about Trump?
not always.
No. That's good.
Yeah, I can get pretty impassioned as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
As I do.
Well, because you could have always just gone with like, I'm Canadian.
Right, but no,
No.
I feel it is my duty to,
There you go.
stick up for things.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting how like it's almost like not cartoon, but it's like entertainment almost. It's like very everywhere. Like this is a little tangent, but it's so funny to me how everyone loves American or English speaking music. English.
Oh,
music.
interesting.
Everyone like
Yeah.
They don't speak a lot of, some people don't speak English, but they know the songs. They know the words to the songs.
Like
English songs.
top 40 type
Yeah,
stuff.
top 40, or even all sorts of, rock, classic rock and stuff like that.
Yeah, or they're playing it in the bars and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's very strange.
America's biggest export is its culture.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's so strange. I never met a taxi driver who has good taste in music in Europe. Never. It's so bad.
I don't think I've ever met one in America either.
Yeah.
No,
true.
I was in an Uber the other day, and on the way to come meet with you two,
Uh-huh.
and she was playing. You can dance with your friends if you wanna.
Oh, gosh.
Which is the worst song ever written.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like,
I have a worse song for you.
Hold on. And then so I said, in my head, I said, this is the worst song I've ever written. And then she said, is the music okay for you? Like, she heard me. I was so grossed out by the song, it
What'd you say?
affected her. I was like, yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell her to change it.
Yeah.
I know. We do that, though, right? Like, as people, like, because even at, like, a restaurant or something, you get food, and maybe even it's, like, not good or it's cold or, like, whatever, and then the waiter comes by and is like, how is everything? You're like, great, it's good.
That's because you're a good guy. You
I
don't wanna,
always do that. I never actually say, like, in Ubers and stuff, they always say, like, are you cool with the music? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good, even though it's, like, the worst.
I asked him to change it.
Do you?
I
I
did.
carry headphones now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to put headphones in when I'm in an Uber.
I did get into an Uber one time, and he was playing like hip hop music, and he changed it to Nickelback when I got in, and like I think he thought like, oh, this white guy definitely doesn't want to be listening to this. I'll put his music on, and I even made it. So I made a joke. I was like, oh, you put this on when I got in the car. He's like, no. I was like, it's fine. I don't care.
Great.
The one time I got in an Uber and she, the driver had the cord, like the long cord for me in the back, and she's like, "Do you want to listen to your own music?" And while I was waiting for her to show up, I was listening to a Mark Maron podcast,
Right.
And so I was like really into it, and I was like, actually, do you mind if I'm gonna plug in, but like, do you mind if I finish this podcast? And she was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And so, like, me and this Uber driver just listened to, like, 30 minutes of a Mark Maron podcast.
Sweet.
And then I was getting out of the thing, and she was like, that was really cool. What was that? And I was like, oh, it's a podcast. And she's like, what's that? And then we had this whole conversation where I was like, oh, there's this thing. And she was like, oh, I'm going to check that out. Yeah, it was interesting.
And he obviously pitched the Brett Davern show.
I did not, actually.
This is because this is before the Brett Davern show, I bet.
Yeah, I guess I should have. I missed an opportunity.
9 months ago.
Could've had another
Maybe
viewer.
she's found
Listener.
it. Anyway, so you're in Budapest, and then you leave Budapest
Yes.
to go to quite possibly my favorite city on the planet, Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was
Did you fall for the
it was-
mistress that is Rome as much as I
Man,
have?
everyone's always been like, Rome is amazing. The food there, it lived up to the expectations.
It's like
It
Rome is
exceeded
the
it.
center
It
of the
is-
earth. Like,
It is everything and more.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they like just leaving the airport. They drive like maniacs.
Yeah, they do.
Like maniacs. We go over 100 miles an hour on the freeway.
Oh yeah.
Over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Sorry, 160 kilometers.
We went
Way to
to.
go.
That's right, baby.
One time I was in Frankfurt, Germany.
40, 50.
So like,
don't care.
Autobahn, The guy gets on the freeway leaving the airport, and he's going so fast,
Yeah.
like in this Mercedes, like a 4-door Mercedes. And I'm in the back seat, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy. And I asked him, I was like, how fast are you going? And he was like 140 miles an hour. I was like, what? Because it's the Autobahn.
Wow.
Like there's these,
Yeah.
and he asked when we got in the car and we started going to the airport or to the hotel, he literally goes, do you mind if I go in these special lanes? Like, cause
Yeah,
and
the
I was
fast
like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, it's like Autobahn, like he was saying. And he's like, do you mind? And I was like, no, go for it. And then he got on, and he was like, just punched it. Like we were just going so fast.
Oh.
This is crazy.
I have a kind of a funny thing. So landing into Rome,
Uh-huh.
we were coming in so fast. Like I've always watched this land, and I mean we're going like really, really fast. And I'm like, something's wrong.
Uh-huh.
Like, why are we going so fast? And we're about to come in, and I literally, at a fit of like panic, went, "We're coming in hot." I just said that out loud to no one. We're coming in hot, and we hit and bounced up and bounced. Like it was crazy. Like we were going way too fast.
I love it.
People were freaking out. Like,
Really?
yeah, it was nuts.
That's
Don't know why
interesting.
he was going so fast.
I mean, it's definitely, you would probably know better than the pilot of the plane would, for sure.
No, I'm just saying.
We're going to!
I was just saying. It felt.
I was like yelling like he's the mom in the passenger seat, like, slow down a bit,
Put the flaps all the way up!
sir. Were you reaching for a brake pedal?
Yes,
Where's
I was.
the air brake?
The
Oh, that's
ejector.
funny. So you're coming. So the guy's driving fast, but you get into Rome.
Get in Rome. I'm staying.
Where
a
were
little
you staying?
South of Rome, kind of by. Is it Testaccio? A little south, and like a little residential area in this little like villa thing. So it's just I'm the only one staying in this place. And so I meet the lady, and she's bringing me up, and we get in the elevator, and it goes up, and like the elevator like shakes, and it just goes down to the basement.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take the stairs from now on.
Yeah.
And it's like a cool, swanky place, like just like probably 15 rooms or something like that.
Cool.
So I just walk every time the 8 flights,
Yeah.
or 7 flights up there. It was really funny. But so they had bikes there, so I would just bike everywhere, and I was like probably 10-minute bike from like the Coliseum.
Oh,
10 minutes.
nice.
So like what I was doing, I would just lock my bike up there and then just walk around.
What was the first thing you went and saw?
First thing I did was I went to the Spanish Steps.
Oh,
Went over there and just hoofed around.
It's a cool area. Really, like
I biked over there.
like high rent over there. Like
Yeah,
all the fancy shopping.
A lot of
and
fancy
stuff.
shopping. A lot of tourists. A lot of people
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah. That fountain at the bottom of the Spanish Steps. I have a great video of myself, but I like of me like walking down the Spanish Steps, and then I had a water bottle because on my first day in Rome, this local guy, who sold me my tickets for the Vatican tour,
Right.
but he's like a really cool like local like English guy who'd been living there forever, and he was like, okay, so I'm gonna give you a bunch of tips so you don't get ripped off, and I was like, okay, cool, and he's like, no tipping in the restaurants. He's like, all the tourists do it, but you don't have to, and you're going to spend too much money. I was like, all right. He's like, public transportation, just get on it. Don't pay for it. He's like, no one pays for it. I was like, okay.
great.
And then he goes, and then also, he goes, and all the fountains, go buy a water or whatever, keep the bottle, and then just fill them up in the fountains all the time. He's like, you can drink straight out of all all the fountains. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, there's a giant aquifer and whatever, like ancient Roman aquifer. And he's like, it supplies all the fountains. And he's like, all the locals do it. If you look close enough, you'll see people walking into fountains and like filling up water bottles and leaving because they take them home. And I was like,
Do you not
all right,
put
cool.
money in them? Is there not money in those fountains?
Well, like not like obviously don't dip your thing in like the pool, but get it
spout?
from the spout, wherever,
Right.
whatever, from
I
the
saw
little
those. People are
cherub
doing
that's
that.
shooting stuff
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
So there's a video of me walking down the Spanish Steps, and then I step into the fountain, fill up my water bottle, take a chug, and leave. And because that was like such a cool thing of Rome to me, was that I was just like I think he even said, he's like, well, this is like the gift that like the
That's cool.
emperors gave to the
Right.
people, or the Caesars gave to the people. Or
That was
whatever.
part of the reason.
And yes, Ben, every once in a while the water was shooting out of the little cherub's pee-pee. But whatever, it was water.
One of the more fun scenes to ever shoot.
Oh, yeah, like
was the
Pool
time
Boys.
That was the time that
Yeah.
Mark got shot in the face by a giant penis.
Really?
Well, it's a scene in the Pool Boys. Everyone can go find it.
Actually, I was going to ask you if the fountains were spurting.
Yes, they were. They were forever spurting. So Spanish Steps.
Yeah, did that, walked around there, and then I got in a little like late afternoon.
Yeah.
So I just biked around. I don't think those Romans really had bicycling in their minds.
A lot of cobblestones.
Yeah, a lot of cobblestones. And like a lot of weird one ways and the roads, but it was so fun. I just love biking in cities. It's such a good time.
Yeah.
And so did that, and just would go to random places. I went to the Coliseum the next day.
You took a tour of the Coliseum.
Yeah, I did that and the Forum and the
One of my
Emperor's
favorite
Palace and all that.
places.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I love. I think you were saying this too, but like, I just love how like, you were saying like people like go like in the morning, go to their tech job, and they drive by this ancient ruin, just like it's right there.
Yeah.
Like where I'm staying in this little residential area, there's just these 2,000-year-old ruins right there before Christ. Just
cool.
Just right there on the road.
You can,
it's amazing.
Also, the cool thing for me about Rome too is that like most of it, except if you're at like the Vatican or something, like the ruins and stuff, like you can touch them.
I know.
Like it's right there. Like
Yeah.
it's not behind glass. It's not like this. Like even if you go to a national park here, they're like, don't touch that rock.
And don't walk off the path.
Like there's something cool about physically being able to touch history.
I know.
You know? Man.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, yeah, I was just in the forum there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so cool. Like that is like, our cradle of our democracy, basically.
Sure.
Representational.
Yeah.
Democracy.
Well, and
right
just
there.
all over town, all the like obelisks and all the like Egyptian stuff and all the
It's really cool.
It's really cool.
Really, really neat. What do you think tourists will like in 2,000 years? Will they look back on our society and like go to Disneyland and be like, this is where they would go for entertainment?
This was called the Matterhorn, and
you know what I think? I think about
people
this
would
a
pay
lot.
way too much money to come in here.
I think that it's going to be so well documented.
Yeah.
That it's not going to seem like that crazy. Like technology is going to advance, obviously, to the point where like I can't believe we ever use cell phones. But everything's going to be so well documented. It's going to be the changes are not going to be so harsh that it's noticeable. I don't think 2000
or who knows? Maybe we're going to be living in like some alternate, not reality, but like in the cloud. And they'll be able to step out of it and be like, they were in this temporal, tangible place.
It's interesting.
I don't know. Who knows?
I just love how old everything is.
know.
It's
so romantic too. Like it's just
Yeah.
fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
People are so lovely and vivacious and
Yeah.
I gotta live somewhere over
Did
there.
you do the Vatican tour?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I like old stories and stuff, and so I was from the Iliad, Laocoon or I'm pronouncing it wrong, Laocoon and his sons. Basically, like this from the Iliad, this man and his two sons figure out that the Trojan horse is a ruse, and so they go back to Troy to warn everyone. But I think Athena kills Laocoon and his two sons with serpents. Serpents come out and strangle them and kill them. And so there's this really famous statue of that. And I always, like in art history classes or whatever, I would see that, and I'd always be really amazed by it. And it's just sitting in the corner, just like this, just right there.
Yeah, like there it is.
And Michelangelo was inspired by the posture, the pose. It's such just like he's pushing the snakes off of him and like reaching up. And so when he was doing Last Judgment, that was the pose he used for Jesus. And it's just like sitting right there. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's pretty. It's interesting how there's all that pagan art in a Roman Catholic.
Sure. It's like the largest art collection in the world.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty,
like or the most important or whatever.
Pretty cool. And what's
Go ahead.
no? What's like they have this like this red stone or marble, and it was like they used it in like. It was in the Colosseum, but they mined it out and put it into the palace because it's really expensive. Like it was only from one mine in like Egypt, so they went and got it. So that, of course, the Vatican has it all now, and so like all like the inside the cathedral there, it's like all that marble stone and everything.
It's also
just
crazy
really
to just think that like when all that stuff was getting built, like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, like that they're bringing materials from Egypt.
Yeah, from Egypt.
It's like what?
It's nuts.
Like it took 3 years to get this one block here.
It's a power move.
It's the ultimate power
on.
move. Oh man! But imagine the cost of materials.
Jeez.
They
They built the Colosseum in 8 years.
This thing cost 300 slaves.
Yeah.
Literally, it was crazy.
Nuts.
And then so the Vatican tour. Well, I guess for those of you that don't know, like you go through the Vatican Art Museum, and you have to be with a tour guide and all these things. Also, really cool that the Italian government, like has to vet all the tour guides and stuff.
Right.
I don't know if you know this, but like they have to take so much training and stuff, so that, and then they have to be registered and licensed and all this stuff, so that they can be sure that they're giving you the facts, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Because if you think about it, like, of course, there'd be a lot of con men like standing on the corner being like, sure, I'll take you around the Vatican.
Of course.
And then they just walk in and be like, this was painted by Raphael, even though it might not have been or whatever, So, what?
Random aside question. The
Yeah.
Italian government vets them or the
Vatican.
government?
Yeah, I guess.
Vatican's
Oh, right. The Vatican's its own
state.
thing. Yeah, I guess maybe the Vatican. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
I know that they're all,
Probably.
Oh,
they have to be
I would
licensed,
imagine it would be the Vatican.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they all like have to wear like badges and stuff and whatever. But so you go through the Vatican Art Museum. They show you all the crazy cool stuff that you've seen in 1,000 art classes and history classes and whatever. But then it ends in possibly my favorite room in the world, which is the Sistine Chapel.
Oh my gosh.
Which was
I was floored.
yeah,
It was incredible.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. He took him 4 years to do the roof, and then another 5 to do Last Judgment.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it either.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. He's like, I don't do frescoes, and I don't be on a ladder painting a roof.
I'm gonna be on my back painting this thing.
So it's just it's awesome.
Oh, it's incredible. You go in there, it's quiet. They ask you to be quiet. They ask you to be respectful, and like it's a really, I don't know, man. I mean, it's one of the wonders of the world, and there you are standing there.
It's pretty special.
I found it remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got kicked. I was there. I was in the room probably for like 40 minutes, and then they were closing it down. And I had to leave. I wanted to.
Yeah.
You could spend a week in there, easy. Like there's so much detail, and I would have liked to known a little bit more about it because I knew like there's story of Genesis is on the roof, but there's so much to extrapolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one like I don't know government leader that didn't. There's a lot of nudes in Last Judgment.
Sure.
And this one guy didn't like how there was nude people, and so he wanted Michelangelo to change it or something. He didn't like Michelangelo.
You wanted him to put like clothes on people. and
Yeah,
stuff.
clothes.
Like,
Lame.
paint clothes on them.
So to kind of spite him, Michelangelo, there's like on the corner, there's the opening into hell, and so there's this big like, demon-like person, and he made it with that guy's face, and he's got like a serpent biting his penis.
Nice.
And then the guy was in a rage and went to whoever the Pope or someone was like, "You have to get him to change this," and he's like, "Oh, I can't do that," and so they kept it. It's pretty funny.
It's pretty cool that like even back then the artists were just like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this.
Well, it's great in the
Especially back then.
yeah,
yeah.
it's so cool.
Life or
think
death
there's-
shit back then.
You think they're so like you don't realize that we're just the same as they were.
They're just people.
They're just people, but just with different customs and stuff, different technology. Like at the Westminster Abbey. So I had a private tour in there, and there's these relief carvings in the like coronation room. A whole bunch of just different like monks and stuff. And our tour guide's like, "All right, look at this one right here, third from the bottom on the right. Okay, you see that? And it's a monk in robe, and there's a nun on her knees underneath his robe, giving him a blowjob."
Sure.
And that was made in like the 11th century. Isn't that incredible? It's at Westminster Abbey.
That's awesome.
In like the most holy of places.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
In the Holy of Holies.
The Holy of Holies.
Yeah.
So good. They're just like us.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's not just like
Well, not like celebrities, but they're just like us.
right, of course. Right.
No, I know what you mean though.
Yeah.
Like it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the
People,
same.
man.
People.
Michelangelo's just a dude, man.
It's a dude.
Just a dude, man.
Doing his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that city. And the best part was is that you were able to find a bar to watch the Seahawk game. So
Yes.
yeah.
I was there. Yeah. Watched the Seahawks game till 5 a.m. and cheers our victory.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good times.
Yeah,
It was good
that
times.
was
Oh,
one
ran
of-
into a guy
one of the ones
randomly
they
that I
won.
know in LA. We've met a few times. We have a mutual friend. We sat at the same table at a
Really?
wedding. Saw him at that bar.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Small world.
Weird.
Small world. What?
Weird.
It was very weird.
Small world, man.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Anyway.
good stuff.
Is Rome it? Is that where you
Yeah.
where you finished?
Yes. And then I came back here.
Yeah. So,
It's good to be back though.
how do you feel?
I feel great, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really do. It made me want to travel more.
Sure.
It really did. I'm glad to be back. I'm a little inspired to be back and get to work, but I'm also looking forward to my next trip, and I'm just gonna kind of keep traveling.
Any of those cities, I mean, I'm sure all of them you'd go to again.
Yeah.
Which one would you skip next time?
I mean, I probably skip London. I've
Yeah.
just been a bunch.
Uh-huh.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But I want to go do some other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, buddy.
I want to go travel, dude.
Let's do it.
Let's go do it.
Let's do it.
Let's just quit.
And this
Whole
website where
thing.
you can
Just
literally it'll
go.
show you deals, and it's like you can go. I saw a ticket to Amsterdam for like $250.
That's it. All right. Close the laptop. Let's go. We could do this show from anywhere,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Just try to make some money with it first.
Why not? Just do it from wherever. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm sure it gives you great perspective, too.
For sure. That was the most salient point. Probably.
Yeah.
Life's not we all get really, mixed up in our day to day, and we got to make money. You realize when you're traveling, it's all not important. We're all gonna die. It's okay. I mean that in a great way.
That's what I think.
It doesn't matter.
No, I know what you mean.
Go experience life, have fun, do something that's fulfilling, and then change it up, and it's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's cool. Marty, Thoughts
On what? On what
I
he
don't know.
just said?
On anything.
Or in general?
Just anything in general.
Oh, boy.
Too many to count?
Nope.
Well, you're always telling people to travel. I'm sure you got a lot of thoughts on travel.
Well, that's it. I just think it. Who said it? Travel is the death of racism, or death of, or what is it? Whatever it is.
You'll have to look it up. I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, I love that quote, but he's who was it? It was Mark Twain.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
look it up so we can get it for the end of the show.
Yeah, it is. It's the death of all closed-mindedness. I think.
You're not amongst other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're not amongst other people, you have these preconceived ideas. But when you're in the flesh with these other people, you're they're just like me. And they're different and maybe better in some ways.
However, as many times as I go to Europe, I will never start liking soccer.
I
Just,
agree.
No.
I think, that,
And I try every time I'm there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out to the bar, whatever bar tonight. Maybe maybe one with a TV. They'll
Right.
have the soccer game on. I'll try to get into it with the locals.
Yeah.
And about halfway through, I'm like, all right, that's it. Nope, I'm done.
Go to
I'm
a
out.
game.
I know.
Yeah.
I should. That'd be fun. Go to an actual match.
I think especially being in America, it's such a big country, but you go to Italy, it's a 2-hour drive, and you're in another country with another set of history and culture and
Completely different
rules.
language.
So I think it just obviously the people that can travel 20 minutes into a new country are more cultured.
Yeah.
So when you go as an American, it's the shattering of so many ideals, and because you can drive 25 hours and still be in America
Yeah.
and still get the same history and same people and same things. So
See the same strip malls.
yep.
Yeah, all of that. I think also too, to add to that too, I think that everything's just so old. Like the culture and the buildings, you know. I mean, like they've seen it, they've been through it, and they're just kind of like. I feel like every time I meet over there, and like people are like, "Oh, you're American," or whatever, they kind of look at you like, "Calm down." Like
Right.
everything will be fine. You're so like they look at us like teenagers, like
Yeah.
like you're so high strung, America. Like just calm down. We've seen it all. We've been through it all. We're still here. You guys will be fine too. Like that kind of thing. Like I think that's why I've always come back positive.
Yeah.
Or with that perspective.
For
Maybe.
sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Good stuff.
And that's where we came from.
Hey, there you go.
We came from Europe.
Africa.
Well, you know what I mean.
Not
Like,
me,
I know.
Marty. I was born an American. I'm a dying American.
they exported their culture into
For sure.
America.
I was born here, Marty.
Before that, it was all huts and caves, and we kind of light speeded into civilization over here.
Yeah, we did.
True that.
We're brand new.
Brand new. A little babe. All right, cool. Anything else? Any parting words? We're good?
I love you,
Uh-huh.
you,
Yeah.
you, and
The people listening?
people listening.
Huh?
And
He's
Planet
talking
Earth.
to his biceps
And
right
what?
now.
Planet Earth.
Oh, and Planet Earth.
I want to see the new Planet Earth. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Apparently it's great.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Oh, it's the best. I love
You've
that.
seen the lizard chase scene, though, right?
No.
What? When it runs across the water?
No,
Oh.
the iguana's getting away from the snakes. You haven't seen that?
In the new Planet Earth,
I think that's Planet Earth, right?
there's this new one out.
There was new ones.
The second one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You haven't seen the
just
iguana
came- just
escaping
came
the snakes?
All right. I should have ended the show.
Yeah.
That's a wrap, everybody, on another edition of the Brett Tavern Show. Thank you out there for listening. Thank you for subscribing on iTunes, Google Play Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. Remember, this show is free. We do not charge you for it, and we also make no money being here. But we enjoy doing it, and we like that you guys listen. But please, please, please recommend this show to a friend. Turn a friend onto this show. Engage, guys. Be our audience. Be our ambassadors. We would love it if you'd start doing that. And for those of you that have been doing that, we thank you. Also, if you'd please rate and review our show. If you haven't done that yet, I've now said it over 70 times. So if you've been listening to this show and you've heard me say that and you haven't reviewed the show yet, please just go do it. Come on. Also, go to BrettDavernShow.com. There are tons of behind-the-scenes photos of Bo and all of our other guests. You can also sign up to receive a free gift in the mail. All you do is review our show, take a screenshot of it, send it to us, fill out the form, and I'll mail you something. I pay that postage too. MFers, so more free stuff for all you guys. Also, you can follow the show on any of the social medias that are out there, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook. Same handle for all those, at Brett Davern Show. Today's guest, Bo Murchoff, can be found on Twitter at Bo_Murchoff. That's also his Instagram account where he has tons of pictures of his wild European adventures. So you'll want to check that stuff out. Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for sharing your experiences with us.
You're welcome.
We love you.
Love you.
Say goodbye, producer Benjamin.
Goodbye, producer Benjamin.
Even though that's not your name, whatever. Our producer, Big Ben Collinsworth, is on Twitter at TheBigBen76. So you can follow him. Also, Marty has a new album out. It's called 1600. Has an existing album out called 2600, but he's been hard at work in the lab on the new album.
Yep.
How's it going?
It's good.
Yeah.
Wait,
Are you
get
tired?
my computer back.
Oh, yeah, your computer crashed.
I'll tell that story sometime.
Yeah, we never even talked about it.
Hopefully it'll be back up by the time I tell it.
You can find Marty Shannon's album 2600 on BrettDavernShow.com. Or it's also streaming on Spotify. And Marty has this for all of us.
Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime. Mark Twain. Mark motherfucking Twain.
Yeah.
Marty is on Twitter. At Marty_Shannon. 3 N's in Shannon. You figure it out. As for me, my name is Brett. BRETT, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram at BDAV, BDAVV. I'm on Snapchat, BTDAV, still 2 V's though. And I'm reminding you to take care of each other. Oh, wait, sorry, I messed that up. And I'm reminding you to be kind and take care of each other. That was our show. Good night, Michelangelo.
It's penis.
That's great. Good shit, man.
All right.
Recorded at the world-famous Moore Park Music Studios in Studio City, California. Today's podcast, we are going to listen to part 2 of Bo's travel stories. And he promises to have another cat murder story.
Poor Lou!
My name's Marty Shannon. To my left is Big Ben Collinsworth.
You're my boy, Lou. You're my lord.
You're my loy, Lou.
Boy.
You're my loy, Lou.
You're my boy, Lou. You're my cat.
All right, that's enough.
All right, well, now let's get to the... did I say my name? It doesn't fucking matter. now let's get to the guy who's graduated high school 3 times.
Dissected a cat.
and
There.
and is being relocated to Los Angeles, Brett Davern.
Listen up, everybody.
My best friend.
This is our show. Thank you for listening on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Entire episode. And I'll send him an email. And then Bo was like, well, he doesn't have email. And I was like, oh. And then he's like, hold on, I'll make him an account. Or I'll make him make an account or whatever. And so then like a couple days later, Bo's like, all right, I got my brother's email account. Ready? And I'm like, yeah, give it to me. I'll write it down. And Bo goes, all right, it's the white Gary Payton at yahoo.com. Oh, I shouldn't. Wait, hold on. Hold on. That's not his email. No. Shit. Ignore that, YouTube. The beep. Ben will beep it out on the podcast. Anyway, you don't have to beep out the first part. It's the white Gary Payton.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's not great.
Probably the greatest email that I've ever written down. It's pretty
The
funny.
white Gary Payton.
Oh, it's so like
the glove.
It's so like inside Seattle sports and stuff too,
Right.
so it's just great. Anyway, so Luke though in part 1 we were going through, he kind of hated Europe at first.
Well, yeah, he's a simple. He likes being in Victoria. He's a little bit of a homebody. He doesn't.
Yeah,
No,
it makes sense.
But it's so funny when he
And it was his first time traveling.
Here, we're gonna be here the rest of the day.
I gotta say, I love you so much.
Hey,
But, like the last couple of days, you've been like,
Packers win.
"Oh, Packers won. They kicked a field
34 to
goal?
31.
Wow.
Good. Fuck Dallas."
Yeah, seriously.
You've been like, "Oh man, I got to tell you this story about this cat." No, I'll save it for the podcast. I'll save it for the podcast. And I'm like, all right. I'm just like, okay. I thought it was gonna be like, I was walking along the River Thames and like there was this little cat and I like fed it some baguette and then like it became my friend and like I don't know. And but like 4 times in the last 2 days you've been like, oh man, I got this cat story. No, I'll save it. I'll save it.
Yeah, it's the biggest bummer story of
It's
2017.
like the most bummer story of all time.
It cracks me up to see your expressions, though.
It's like saying like, I got this really great story about a baby deer. It's a cartoon I saw. Let me tell you about it.
It's the Brett Davern Show. Brought to you by Nice Guy Digital and
YouTube. So if you listen to part 1 of the Bo Merchoff episode, Bo has been on a whirlwind European adventure. So far, we've covered the parts of his trip that were in Amsterdam, Scotland, Paris, and then London. And he went with his family. They were there for Christmas. They were there for New Year's. There's a dead cat. There's all kinds of fun things to listen to on part 1. But now we are in London, and Bo is leaving his parents and stuff and his brother.
Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. We got to get more into your brother for a second.
Okay.
Do you think Luke's listening?
No.
Okay. First of all, Luke plays. I gotta just say this.
Yeah.
Luke plays in our fantasy football league. Marty and I and Bo and then a bunch of other people.
Who
and
is he?
Including
My
Luke's
brother.
brother.
No, I know. What was it?
Play in
What's his
our
name?
fantasy
Luke?
league.
On fantasy.
Yeah. What is his fantasy team's name?
The Dream
Oh, the
Team.
Dream Team. The
Oh.
Dream Team.
He loves.
Okay, so Luke. Bo was like, my brother should play in this fantasy league, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, send me his email. Episodes of this podcast are now on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. So go to youtube.com/Brett Davern Show to check all that stuff out. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. This show is also free. And if you like what you hear, tell anyone about... You know, look what you just did.
What?
I paid for that thing. You now owe me $8. No, don't. No, stop it. You owe me $8.
I owe you nothing.
Anyway, this show is free, and if you like what you hear, please tell a friend about our show. Come on, guys, engage. We count on you, the loyal 3 listeners out there, to spread the word to 3 more, and then they do 3 more, and then they do 3 more, and then they do 3 more. And if you each send me $5 in the mail, that's called a pyramid scheme.
Yes.
That'd be about 200,000 Prussian francs. That's right.
Herbalife.
That's right, buddy.
Again, wait until
Oh,
I
shoot.
introduce you.
Oopsies.
Oh, if you like what you hear, please rate and review our little show. We would really like that. Or comment below if you're watching on YouTube.